Now on planet Earth. Currently on planet Earth, it was possible to see Goku and Vegeta training once again, both of whom were in their Super Saiyan Blue transformations while wearing their classic clothes that had been modified by Whis that makes them several times heavier than a normal outfit. And it was the two Saiyans who asked Whis to make their clothes several times heavier so that they could both become stronger, as the Saiyans had been wanting to become even stronger since the moment Whis revealed that Yamoshi wanted to find Goku, something which ended up awakening Vegeta's competitive spirit, who didn't want to be underestimated by Yamoshi, as well as wanting to defeat himself. While both Saiyans faced each other, Whis, Beerus, and Bulma were talking, while Whis himself began his quest to find Yamoshi, who was incredibly good at hiding his own power. Beerus said, "So far you haven't even gotten a hint of where Yamoshi is located," asked the God of Destruction while looking at his angel. Whis replied, "No, so far I haven't been able to find even a trace of Yamoshi," said the angel while looking at Beerus. Beerus said, "Well, whether he likes it or not, he will come to us at any moment. After all, he is looking to find Goku, and besides that he wants to gather the other Saiyans who survived the destruction of planet Vegeta," said the God of Destruction soon with a sigh heavy while looking at the two Saiyans fighting on top of an island where they were. Bulma said, "So in the end we just have to wait for Yamoshi to come after Goku and Vegeta? I just hope that the two of them can face Yamoshi, maybe not both of them alone, but if they use the fusion like they did to fight against Broly," said the woman, seeing that there is an alternative for Goku and Vegeta to beat Yamoshi. Beerus spoke, "The fusion? Yes, and a good idea. But I don't think Vegeta will be strong enough to defeat Yamoshi." The God of Destruction spoke while looking at the blue-haired woman. Bulma said, "Not even the two of them using fusion will be able to beat this Yamoshi?" said the woman, a little scared, since she had a good proof of the incredible destructive power of Vegeta, which is the fusion of Vegeta and Goku that she saw battle against Broly. Whis said, "I agree with Sir Beerus. Bulma, even if Vegeta is very powerful, he still wouldn't be able to defeat Yamoshi. Maybe he can hurt him, but not defeat. For even you saw that even Frieza, with his full power, was not able to defeat Yamoshi. In reality, he couldn't even hurt Yamoshi," said the angel while looking at Bulma and then Beerus. Bulma said, "So, does that mean that Goku or Vegeta will end up getting a new transformation?" The woman spoke, attracting Beerus and Whis' curiosity. Beerus and Whis said, "What do you mean by that, Bulma?" asked both of them at the same time, as they looked at Bulma, who soon gave a light sigh and spoke, saying, "Simple. No matter what situation those two get into, in the end, something always happens, and most of the time Goku and Vegeta end up gaining a new power or a new transformation. In short, Yamoshi will only make those two gain new power," said the woman as they looked at the God of Destruction and the angel, who after hearing Bulma's speech, Beerus and Whis looked at each other. Beerus said, "Well, now that you say it, I've seen several fights of those two Saiyans, and really, they always gain a new power coming from beyond," said the God of Destruction while looking at Whis. Whis said, "Really? Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta must be able to awaken a new power or transformation," said the angel while looking at the battle between the two Saiyans, but soon Beerus gets up and looks at the two Saiyans. Beerus said, "Goku, Vegeta, come here right now," ordered the God of Destruction, while looking at the two Saiyans, who soon obeyed him and descended and stood facing the God of Destruction. "What is it, Lord Beerus?" asked the Saiyan Prince while looking at the God of Destruction, who quickly returned to his base form, just like Goku. Goku said, "Now that our training was showing some results, sir, you decided to get in the way," said the Saiyan while looking at the God of Destruction, who got serious as he looked at the two in front of him. Beerus said, "Perform the fusion now and face me." The God of Destruction spoke while looking at the two Saiyans, who were very surprised and confused by the order he was given to both of them. Goku said, "Do you want us to merge and face you? But why?" asked Goku, still confused. Beerus said, "Simple. You two will have to face Yamoshi in the future, and I know that neither of you will be able to beat Yamoshi alone. You two will have to do the fusion. In short, you must have the maximum mastery of the fusion power. And I will also want to know how strong Vegeta is." The god of destruction spoke while looking at Goku and Vegeta, who now knew why Beerus wanted them to merge and face him. Whis said, "It's a good idea. Even Sir Beerus, it will be good to know how strong you guys are when you are using Gogeta Fusion," said the angel standing next to Beerus. Bulma said, "But now I have a question. Which is the stronger fusion, Gogeta or Vegito?" asked the doubtful woman as she looked at Goku and Vegeta, who looked at each other for not knowing which is the correct answer, since neither of them knows which is the strongest fusion. Vegeta said, "Now that you mention it, I don't know which is stronger, but I think fusion using Potara earrings is stronger than fusion dancing," said the Saiyan Prince while looking at Bulma. Goku said, "In my opinion, fusion using dancing is stronger than fusion using Potara earrings," said the Saiyan while looking at his rival. Beerus said, "Since neither of you know which is the strongest fusion, we will do 2 trainings with each of the fusions, and then we will judge which is the strongest and most efficient to face Yamoshi." The god of destruction spoke while looking at the 2 Saiyans who nodded in agreement. Whis said, "So should I send a message to Supreme Kaio for him to bring the Potara earrings, Mr. Beerus?" asked the angel while looking at Beerus. Beerus said, "You should have done this a long time ago, Whis, and order the Kaio Lord to use his powers to also look for the whereabouts of Yamoshi." The god of destruction spoke while looking at the angel, who soon did as he was told. Bulma said, "Whis, your staff is blinking a lot," said the woman while looking at the angel, who soon looked at his staff and ended up being surprised. Whis said, "No need to look for Yamoshi anymore," spoke the angel while looking at everyone in the place. Beerus says, "What does this mean? Don't tell me he's given up looking for Yamoshi's location." The god of destruction spoke, half annoyed with the angel. Whis said, "It's not that, Mr. Beerus. In fact, I just found him. But what we already thought ended up happening, Sir Beerus," said the angel, while looking at the god of destruction, who soon understood what the angel was talking about. Beerus said, "So that means Yamoshi found the Saiyan. So he ended up finding Broly." The god of destruction spoke while looking at everyone, who was shocked to learn that Yamoshi had found Broly. Vegeta thought, "So that means that Yamoshi and Broly will face each other. Will Broly be able to defeat Yamoshi? No. In reality, will Broly be able to at least hurt Yamoshi?" The Saiyan Prince wondered while looking at Whis, who soon using his staff created a holographic screen that showed the image of Yamoshi and Broly face to face. Goku said, "So Broly will face Yamoshi. I hope Broly doesn't die during this fight," said the Saiyan while looking at the holographic screen in front of him. Beerus said, "Goku, get ready, because if Broly is about to die, you must use the power of teleport to be able to save him and his friends. So be ready to save them," the god of destruction said seriously while looking at the Saiyan beside him. Goku said, "Okay, if Broly gets really close to being killed, I'll save him. I just hope Broly won't be defeated easily," said the Saiyan while looking at Beerus. On planet Vampa, the planet of Broly. Currently on the planet Vampa, or better known to some people as Broly's planet, as he lived most of his entire life there. On that planet, it was possible to see Broly next to his friends, and the Saiyan was looking at the sky, where Yamoshi, the first Saiyan to become a god, was floating, while facing Broly, who just looked at Yamoshi in a serious and cold way. Limo said, "But who is this guy, and why does he have a tail?" asked the orange-skinned alien next to Chirai, who was also looking at Yamoshi. Chirai said, "I don't know who he is, but he also has a tail, and if I remember correctly, only Saiyans have that kind of tail that looks like the apes of the planet where Son Goku was born," said the woman while looking at her, the Saiyan who was in the sky. Yamoshi thought, "Did she say Son Goku? Does this woman know him or know where he is? Probably yes. After all, she also said that my tail seems to belong to someone who lives on the planet where this Goku grew up," thought the Saiyan, as he looked at her attention away from Broly and put it on Chirai. Chirai, the moment she felt Yamoshi's gaze on her, was startled, but Chirai was much more scared after seeing a small smile on Yamoshi's face, something that made Broly angry, and soon stood in front of Chirai, making Yamoshi look at him and not more for her. Yamoshi said, "Really amazing. You legendary Saiyans have an enviable gift for attracting beautiful women. The one behind you is really beautiful. She has a body that would be the envy of many women of my time," said Yamoshi while looking at Chirai, who was getting quite scared while looking at Yamoshi. Lemo said, I hope he doesn't try to do what I'm thinking, because if that happens, Brawly will lose control of his own actions again, said the orange-skinned alien while looking at Yamoshi, who widened his smile even more. Yamoshi said, "Wow, you're smarter than I thought. I want to say that I want to have some fun with this woman. After all, I haven't felt the heat of a woman for a long time," said the Saiyan with a hideous smile on his face. After Saiyan Chirai's speech, Chirai got very scared. But soon Chirai came out of her fear state and looked at Brawly, who started to release a lot of energy. And in a few seconds, Brawly was no longer close to Lemo and Chirai, but in front of Yamoshi. Brawly, now in front of Yamoshi, simply pulled his fist back and punched Yamoshi in the face, which surprisingly had some effect as Yamoshi turned his face after receiving Brawly's blow. Now on planet Earth. Currently on planet Earth, it was possible to see Beerus, Whis, Bulma, Vegeta, and Goku. They were all looking at the holographic screen that showed Brawly's battle against Yamoshi. Bulma said, "Did that Yamoshi really just say he was going to pick up Brawly's friend in front of him? He really is someone despicable," said the woman, annoyed by what Yamoshi said to Chirai. After Bulma's speech, everyone could see that Brawly had released his power and had advanced towards Yamoshi and soon landed a punch on him, which Yamoshi ended up feeling the blow different from Frieza's blow that did nothing against him. Goku said, "How amazing! Brawly's blow managed to affect Yamoshi," said the Saiyan while looking at the holographic screen in front of him. Vegeta said, "Really, the blow had an effect on Yamoshi. Even if it wasn't so much, it was something. Brawly is different from Frieza and managed to affect Yamoshi, and it seems that Brawly is much more angry compared to the time we faced him," said the Saiyan Prince while looking at the holographic screen that is broadcasting Brawly's battle against Yamoshi. Back to Yamoshi versus Brawly combat on planet Vampa. Yamoshi, seeing that, hit Brawly's abdomen, throwing him away, but even so it didn't have much effect on Brawly. Yamoshi thought, "How amazing! I know I didn't use all my power on that punch, but even so he withstood one of my blows. And if I remember correctly, a Saiyan's power only appears when we are in a state of rage, and especially in a state of pure fury," the Saiyan thought as he happily looked at Brawly, who released even more of his power. Brawly said, "I will not allow you to stay or hurt Chirai," said the Saiyan, releasing his power, making the place where they were starting to destroy itself. After releasing a large amount of energy, Brawly soon advanced towards Yamoshi, who did the same, and soon both Saiyans ended up clashing with their fists while both were still in the air. The moment that Yamoshi and Brawly's fists collided, it ended up causing a large explosion of air, creating a loud noise, something that made Lemo and Chirai raise their arms to protect their eyes from the dust that was raised. Yamoshi, seeing that Brawly was not as weak an opponent as Frieza, decided to take that battle a little more seriously than Yamoshi, who was already exchanging some blows against Brawly. Yamoshi manages to hit Brawly with a punch in his face, causing him to fall to the ground, creating a small crater. Yamoshi said, "You are strong, so out of respect for your power, I will take this battle more seriously. So don't let me down," said the Saiyan, releasing a little more of his power. But even though it was just a little bit of Yamoshi's power, with that small amount of energy, he made the entire planet Vampa shake, and the skies go black, as well as making lightning and thunder fall to the earth, something that made Chirai and Lemo very afraid. And Brawly, seeing this, stayed close to them to protect them from any attack by Yamoshi or the thunder that was falling. Chirai said, "Brawly, this guy is very powerful, more powerful than you, so we have to leave right now or we're all going to get killed," said the woman while looking at Brawly, who was in front of her. Lemo said, "Chirai is right, Brawly. This Saiyan must be more powerful than the one you faced on planet Earth. You'll end up dying if you keep fighting him." The orange-skinned alien spoke while looking at Brawly. Brawly said, "Get off this planet now. I'm going to delay him, and while I do this, you should go far away. Go to planet Earth. There, Kakarot will help you," said the legendary Super Saiyan before flying towards Yamoshi. Ignoring Chirai and Lemo's request for everyone to leave, Brawly advanced towards Yamoshi, who was quite happy to look at Brawly. Then the battle between Brawly and Yamoshi started again, and Brawly, who had advanced at high speed towards Yamoshi, tried to punch, but Yamoshi, for now being stronger, dodged easily and punched Brawly in the abdomen, and then a kick, swivel into Brawly's jaw, something that gave a sort of creaking sound as if something had been destroyed or cracked. And yes, Broly's jaw had gotten a crack. Broly, even feeling a lot of pain from having his jaw broken, he didn't care and continued to try to hit Yamoshi with his fists. But now Yamoshi was faster than Broly, and that's why the legendary Super Saiyan couldn't even touch Yamoshi. When he saw that was all Broly's power. He was a little sad, and he thought, what a shame, that's all the strength this guy has, or is he holding back? It wouldn't make much sense to hold back against an opponent who is clearly stronger than him, wondered the Saiyan as he dodged Broly's attacks and from time to time retaliated the blows. But Yamoshi used little strength not to kill Broly. Yamoshi thought, we Saiyans get stronger the more angry we don't feel, so if I kill one of his friends, this guy would get angrier, and that would make him stronger, right? Well, it doesn't hurt to try. After all, I just want a real battle, and I'll do everything to have it, thought the Saiyan before kicking Broly, making him hit his back against a mountain and sinking into it. Broly thought, I have to buy time for Lemo and Chirai to leave this planet and go to Earth, thought the Saiyan, leaving the mountain and heading towards Yamoshi. But at that moment, Broly ended up seeing Yamoshi holding Lemo by the neck and squeezing him, while Chirai, who was nearby, was screaming and crying while using his gun to shoot Yamoshi, who was defending himself from the shots with only one of his hands. And soon it was possible to hear the noise of something breaking, and what was broken was Lemo's neck, which was now completely dead, while Broly, who was further away, was seeing Lemo's lifeless eyes. Seeing such a scene, Broly could no longer bear his own fury and released it all at once, along with a roar, as if he were a caged beast that had finally freed himself and wanted to kill someone, and that person was Yamoshi, who, seeing that, was much more happy to see so much energy being released from inside Broly's body. He now transformed himself into Super Saiyan form. Yamoshi said, now, yes, now I'm really excited to face you. Now you deserve the title of Legendary Super Saiyan, so come face me, come and kill me, Broly, said Yamoshi as he yelled with excitement and a huge smile on his face. Planet Earth. Currently on planet Earth, it was possible to see Goku, Vegeta, Bulma, Beerus, and Whis. Everyone was still seeing the holographic screen that was showing Broly's battle against Yamoshi, and now they were seeing Yamoshi unleash a little more power from him, something that made everyone shocked by Yamoshi's strength. Bulma said, how much more power does this guy have? Just by releasing his own energy, he made the entire planet they are on completely change. Even Goku and Vegeta can do that, but for that they need a lot of power, and for that they need to be in a state of great anger to release so much energy at once, spoke the woman, very shocked with so much power that Yamoshi was releasing. Vegeta said, true, this only happens when me, Broly, and Kakarot were using a lot of power, and we were all in a very angry state. But Yamoshi managed to do it easily. He really deserves to be called a legend, said the Saiyan Prince, excited, but at the same time scared with so much power that Yamoshi was releasing. Goku said, this guy is a real monster, and the worst thing is that he's trying to find me. I've always liked challenges and facing strong opponents, but for the first time, I'm afraid to face someone, said the Saiyan, sweating cold while his hand was shaking, something that made everyone look at him and see Goku's fearful face, something that none of them had ever seen in their lives. Bulma said, in all these years that I've known Goku, I've never seen him afraid of any opponent, let alone with that expression of concern and fear on his face, said Bulma, worried while looking at his worried face and afraid of his childhood friend. Whis thought, indeed, as far as I know Mr. Goku, he is not someone who is not afraid of a challenge, and not even afraid of a fight or possible death. But knowing that there is someone as strong as Yamoshi behind him makes everyone and anyone be afraid, and Yamoshi is strong or even stronger than Mr. Beerus, because he's still a Saiyan, and because of that, he can also transform into Super Saiyan, and going further, he can transform into a Super Saiyan God, thought the angel while looking at Goku's face and then at the holographic screen in front of him, which was showing Yamoshi beating Broly, who couldn't even keep up, let alone defend himself from Yamoshi's attacks. Soon everyone stopped talking and started looking at the holographic screen where it showed Yamoshi holding Lemo's throat. Goku said, damn it, Yamoshi is going to kill Broly's friend. I have to go help them, said the Saiyan, soon putting his 2 fingers on his forehead to use his teleportation, but Beerus soon holds his hand, preventing him from teleporting. Beerus said, "Not really. If you do that, you will be killed by Yamoshi and Broly himself," alerted the God of Destruction while looking at the Saiyan. Vegeta said, "What do you mean, Sir Beerus?" asked the Prince of Saiyans while looking at the God of Destruction. Beerus said, "What I mean is that if Goku went there, he would be killed because of Broly's fury. Just look at the holographic screen," said the God of Destruction, releasing Goku's hand and then pointing his finger at the holographic screen. Soon everyone looked at the holographic screen that showed Yamoshi holding Lemo's throat while Chirai was crying while firing his gun at Yamoshi, who soon broke Lemo's neck, something that made Broly completely out of control and transform into Super Saiyan. Vegeta said, "What a gigantic power. Broly's power is much greater than the last time Kakarot and I faced him," said the Saiyan Prince as he looked at the holographic screen in front of him, which was showing Broly's gigantic power, which was increasing by the second. Goku said, "Really? The last time we had to merge, Broly is more powerful, but now I think maybe even fusion shouldn't be enough to defeat Broly. He's stronger than before with the death of his friend," said the Saiyan while looking at the image of Broly, now transformed into Super Saiyan. Whis said, "Looks like the real battle is about to start now. Let's see how strong this Yamoshi is for real," said the angel, making everyone pay attention to the battle that would take place on the planet Vampa. Bulma said, "But before that, Goku, you have to teleport to planet Vampa to get that woman out of there. Otherwise she'll end up dying in the crossfire," warned Bulma while looking at her childhood friend, who then looked at Beerus if asking for permission. Beerus said, "Be quick, Goku." The God of Destruction spoke, giving Goku authorization to teleport to remove Chirai from the planet Vampa. Goku said, "Yes, sir." The Saiyan took off and teleported to the planet to get Chirai off, so she wouldn't be killed in the crossfire. Now on planet Vampa. On the planet Vampa, it was currently possible to see Broly with his blonde hair and without his pupils, and further away was Yamoshi with a huge smile on his face. Yamoshi thought, "Really, the power of Saiyans comes from anger, but this is the first time I've seen this form of blonde hair. Can I do that too?" the Saiyan asked himself while looking at Broly. But soon Yamoshi has to stop thinking because Broly appeared in front of him, punching him. Yamoshi, seeing Broly's punch coming towards him, can only cross his arms to defend himself, but not even that was enough, because the punch of Broly was so powerful that Yamoshi was thrown very far across some mountains that were at that location. Yamoshi said, "I admit it hurt," he said as he came out of the mountains and had been shocked, and then he ran his fingers on the side of his lips just to feel a red liquid. Yamoshi said, "Am I bleeding? This is amazing. It's been years again. No one makes me feel this way. I'm really excited right now, so let's see who will be the strongest," said the Saiyan, releasing even more of his power and advancing towards Broly, who was doing the same thing. Now with Chirai. While Broly and Yamoshi were fighting each other and causing great destruction across the planet, Chirai was now looking at Lemo's already dead body as she cried, but soon she had her attention turned to a Saiyan who appeared beside her. Chirai said, "Is that you? What are you doing here, Son Goku?" said the woman while looking at Goku, who had appeared beside her. Goku said, "I came here to help you get off this planet. If you stay here, you'll be killed," said the Saiyan while looking at Chirai. Chirai said, "But what about Broly?" the girl asked as she looked away to where the battle between Yamoshi and Broly was taking place. Goku said, "Broly knows how to defend himself, and if he gets close to death, I'll teleport and save him. But now we have to get out of here," said the Saiyan, putting his hand on the girl's shoulder. Chirai said, "Okay, but I'll take Lemo with us," said the girl, and then the Saiyan nodded in agreement, and then Goku, Chirai, and Lemo teleported to planet Earth. Now with Broly and Yamoshi. While the two Saiyans were facing each other, they both ended up feeling Goku's ki, making them both stop facing each other for a few seconds. Yamoshi thought, "This ki is not from someone weak. Is this the Son Goku guy? I don't know, but I know he's a Saiyan and I'll find him. Of course after I defeat this guy," thought Yamoshi while looking at Broly. Broly thought, "Kakarot, he came and went quickly. I don't feel Chirai's ki, so it means he took her to planet Earth. So I don't need to hold back in this fight anymore," thought Broly before starting to unleash even more of his power, making his hair, before blonde, now turned green, being that the transformation of Super Saiyan Legendary, his Berserk form. Now in his final form, Broly soon advanced towards Yamoshi. Yamoshi, seeing this, did the same, and soon they both started a melee battle. And Broly was getting the better of his attacks. They were stronger than Yamoshi's attacks. Yamoshi, seeing that Broly was stronger than him at that moment, started to take the battle seriously. So he removed a type of bracelet he was wearing, and suddenly a wave of energy began to be released from inside Yamoshi's body. The power of that energy wave was so intense that the mountains and creatures that were nearby were completely incinerated, turning to ash completely. Broly, who was closer, was forced to put his arm above his face, and after a few seconds it was possible to see the skin of Broly with some burns. Yamoshi said, "You really are strong, because this wave of energy of mine is so intense that it can be compared to the heat of the sun. So I hope you can handle fighting me, because now I'm going with everything, ha ha ha," spoke Yamoshi. Now he had a younger appearance after taking off that bracelet that served as a power limiter. In a mere second, Yamoshi was in front of Broly, punching Broly in the stomach, causing him to vomit some blood. But not stopping there, Yamoshi kicked Broly upside down on the chin, making him fly up, where Yamoshi suddenly appeared and gave another kick to Broly, causing the Saiyan to be thrown to the ground with extreme violence. Even after those attacks and being very injured, Broly got up and took a seed from the gods that Goku had given him a long time ago. Soon Broly ate it and recovered completely, and again ascended to the heavens facing Yamoshi. Yamoshi said, "Then you can still go on. Excellent! So come and master your true power, for if you don't kill me here and now, I'll go after that woman and make her my slave, and I'm not just the kind of person who likes to be kind," said the Saiyan, teasing Broly, something that worked since Broly was once again raising his power, something that made Yamoshi very happy and excited. On planet Vampa, currently it was possible to see Yamoshi and Broly floating in the air, and they were both looking at each other intensely, and Broly was very angry. Yamoshi was simply smiling as he annoyed Broly to make him stronger using his anger. Yamoshi said, "Let's just end this fight between the two of us, because I really want to go find that Son Goku. But first I have to have fun with that woman," said the Saiyan while giving a disgusting smile while talking about Chirai, something that made Broly rush towards Yamoshi, who did the same thing as him. Soon both Saiyans in full flight started exchanging punches, and Broly wasn't winning. Like a few minutes ago, in reality, now he was losing and receiving many attacks from Yamoshi, who made a point of hitting the base of his ribs and his chest right in the middle, center of your scar. Broly, feeling all those blows, walked away from Yamoshi, but Yamoshi wouldn't allow it, and advanced again towards Broly, who at that time gathered energy in his mouth and fired point blank at Yamoshi, who ended up receiving the attack and being thrown away by the blow from Broly. Seconds later, it was possible to see smoke coming out of Yamoshi's body, being in the places where Broly's ki attack had hit him. Broly, who was already in the sky, began to fire several blasts of ki at Yamoshi, and Broly had used the same blow that Gogeta once used against him, thus creating a shower of ki attacks that went to Yamoshi's direction. Yamoshi, seeing that attack, knew he couldn't defend himself from everyone, so he started to dodge and defend. That way the Saiyan was managing to minimize the damage he received from Broly's attacks. Yamoshi, seeing that the rain of ki attacks would continue for a long time, so he stopped dodging and creates a barrier made of ki around his body, and advances towards Broly, ignoring the ki attacks that were hitting him. In a short time, Yamoshi manages to come face to face with Broly, so Yamoshi returned Broly's attack by firing his own point-blank ki attack at Broly. But Yamoshi didn't count that Broly was already prepared to receive that attack, and before Yamoshi had arrived close to Broly, he had already concentrated a good amount of ki in his mouth, and the moment Yamoshi fired his ki attack, Broly did the same, making both point-blank attacks collide and explode, causing both Saiyans to be thrown away. Soon after, both Saiyans started to look at each other intensely, with Broly looking at Yamoshi with a lot of fury, and Yamoshi looking at Broly with a lot of excitement, both of whom were considerably injured, and Broly was more injured compared to Yamoshi. But still Yamoshi had some injuries that came out a little amount of blood, but still Yamoshi was bleeding, and that only made him even more excited to continue the fight against Broly. Yamoshi said, "I'm really feeling excited to continue fighting you, Broly. This is how I always imagined. Only a Saiyan could make me want to fight again, and that's awesome," said Yamoshi, releasing even more of his energy, creating cracks in the ground, and not only that, he had some changes in reality itself. Brawly said, "You are strong, very strong, but you killed Lemo, and even said you were going to get Chirai, and that I can never admit, and that's why I'm going to finish you here and now," screamed Brawly, releasing a large amount of energy, making the energies of the two Saiyans clash, creating cracks in reality itself. By releasing even more of their energy, Brawly and Yamoshi now had an aura surrounding their bodies together, with small light blue and white rays, and that form that Brawly was in was not the form of a normal Super Saiyan, but the Super Saiyan 2. On planet Earth. A few minutes ago on planet Earth, it was possible to see Goku and Chirai with Lemo appearing in the place where Bulma, Vegeta, Whis, and Beerus were. Vegeta said, "Kakarot," said the Saiyan Prince while looking at Goku, who had just arrived at the scene. Chirai spoke. "Are we on planet Earth?" the woman asked while looking at Goku. Goku said, "Yes, we are on planet Earth," said the Saiyan while looking at the woman next to him. Bulma said, "I'm sorry about your friend," speaking as Bulma looked and placed her hand on Chirai's shoulder, who was close to Lemo's body. Chirai said, "Thank you, but what about Brawly?" spoke the woman, worried about her friend and loved one. Whis spoke, "See for yourself. Now that you are no longer on planet Vampa, Brawly no longer needs to contain his strength," said the angel while looking at Chirai, who then looked at the holographic screen created by Whis, which showed the battle between Brawly and Yamoshi. Beerus said, "So the real battle will start now. Let's see how strong Brawly is in actuality. Let's see if he will be able to face Yamoshi," says the god of destruction while looking at the holographic screen. Soon the screen showed Brawly and Yamoshi facing each other, and showed Yamoshi breaking a type of bracelet that released a lot of power that apparently Yamoshi used to limit his power. Soon after, a large amount of energy was released from Yamoshi's body. It also showed that the appearance of Yamoshi had changed from being an old man before, but now he was a young man with incredibly great power. Beerus said, "You're kidding. Yamoshi even has more hidden power, and he has returned to a younger appearance, and he hasn't even turned into a Super Saiyan," the god of destruction spoke while looking at the holographic screen. Soon the holographic screen showed the incredible battle between the two Saiyans and showed Brawly using Gogeta's move, something that made Goku and Vegeta look at each other and then looked back at the holographic screen in front of them. Then showed both Saiyans starting to release even more of their powers, causing distortions in reality. Whis said, "Amazing! The power of these two is so powerful that only the clash of their energy is creating distortions in reality itself. And for that to happen, a power that is on the same level as a god of destruction, if not greater," said the angel, shocked with so much power of both Saiyans. Goku said, "Look at Brawly. Looks like he turned into Super Saiyan 2, said the Saiyan, noticing the sparks of energy coming out of Brawly's body, showing that he had turned into a Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta said, "I couldn't expect less from a Saiyan. In the middle of a confrontation, we overcome our limits, and Brawly needs more power to defeat Yamoshi. But the big question is, can Yamoshi transform into a Super Saiyan?" said the Prince of Saiyans, proud of his own race, besides wondering if Yamoshi could also transform into a Super Saiyan. Beerus said, "Be quiet. Now we have to watch the battle and pay close attention, especially you two, as you will have to face Yamoshi in the future, and that should happen soon," said the god of destruction while looking at Goku and Vegeta. Chirai thought, "Please, Brawly, don't die," she thought as she cheered and wished her friend didn't die in that fight. Now back on planet Vampa. Currently on the planet Vampa, it was possible to see Brawly and Yamoshi facing each other again, and now Brawly was transformed into Super Saiyan 2, and his power was at a level it had never been, and that only made Yamoshi even more excited. Without further ado, both Saiyans disappeared and reappeared in midair. Both punched each other in the face, causing a sonic boom, but neither of them even moved, and thus both began to face each other with even more enthusiasm. The battle was now destroying the entire planet. Vampa, huge mountains being reduced to dust, large craters being created along the battle between them. The planet Vampa itself was no longer supporting the battle between the two of them. Then suddenly Brawly appears in front of Yamoshi with his fist loaded with ki, and landed a right hook on Yamoshi's chin, causing him to be thrown out of the planet Vampa. And soon Brawly followed him, and the two started a battle again, only this time in space. Yamoshi said, This power of yours is incredible. I wonder if your anger made you gain this power. I wonder, will I be able to increase my power even more using my anger and my hatred? There's only one way to find out, said the Saiyan, starting to release even more of his power as old memories of his life started to flood his head. Yamoshi released a limitless amount of power, so much so that beings from other universes were able to feel Yamoshi's power, and soon a gigantic golden explosion was created. In a few seconds, the great golden light was disappearing, and with that, he was able to see that in the center of that light was Yamoshi, with his blonde hair and water-green eyes. At that moment, Yamoshi had turned into a Super Saiyan. Yamoshi said, "Now we can finish this fight, right, my dear friend Saiyan?" Yamoshi said with a huge smile, while looking at Broly. With that, we come to the end of another video today. So, for those of you who love this content, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. That will be amazing. And also don't forget to leave your comment, which is something very important for the channel. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.